Hello everyone and welcome to A Slice of My Life. This is my review of the Andar Scout and also an update to my EDC. Now the lockdown here in Singapore, known as the circuit breaker period, is over and we've just moved into phase 1 of the road to normality. But I mentioned to you guys that it would only be fair if I EDC this wallet before I could actually give you guys my thoughts about it. And so because this wallet is different from the one I normally use, I also took the opportunity to kind of change up my EDC in order to kind of better suit the current situation. So here we go, since this is already out, this is the first item on my EDC. This is my Andar Scout. The next would be a paracord mask head strap, and shoutouts to Weavers of Eternity for the tutorial on this. This is really helpful. Every time we leave the house we have to wear a mask, and this really makes it a lot more comfortable, especially behind the ears. The next item are my house keys, and I went for this key bar because it has the Griego knives cleaver insert, which I felt is super handy in a single package, with of course a tritium lantern here. Then I have a flashlight, and this is the Olight i3E EOS, and this is normally attached to the key bar, but I took it off because I'm actually recording a review video on this light. But I'll put it here. Next comes the jewelry, and I'll be starting off with the necklace that I always wear, the Bulakula tritium lantern as a pendant, and the usual pair of Texalium and carbon fiber rings from E6 Rings. I have my Spacelet bracelet by Patrick Silver. This one is a really nice gift and I decided to start wearing it again. Besides that, of course, is a paracord bracelet that I recently weaved, and this one features the Sriracha bead by Zero Feud, which I thought was quite cool. I never really used the bead in my bracelets before and I thought that was interesting and I gave it a shot, so I'll put this right here. Then is my watch, and I decided to put this particular Casio to use. If not, then I would kind of rarely use it because, you know, it's the circuit breaker period, right? So I decided to just use this, and I'll put this right here. And last but not least, of course, are my earphones, and they are of course wrapped up with the Andar Burrito cord wrap. So this is the exact EDC that I've used for a week and a half when I was testing out this wallet during the quote-unquote lockdown period. But I have to say that the bracelet and the watch are things that I would always swap around because I have multiple watches and I've got multiple bracelets. And the reason for this being my EDC is because I wanted to go for something light, something that would complement this wallet. Now the last item is something that I didn't mention, and I think it's a no-brainer. That would be a face mask, but there's no point in me putting a face mask here because it's just going to take up a lot of real estate. So yeah, so this EDC is actually built around this wallet. Now this wallet is something different for me because I'm used to the wallet that I usually carry, which is the Kisetsu Kaizen wallet, and it was actually quite a fun process planning this out because, well, most of these things are quite normal, right? But the main thing missing is that I don't carry a dedicated pocket knife now, and I really wanted to go for a really light carry because mainly the reason why I would leave the house is to either go for a grocery run or to go get food. I mean, of course, I go for the occasional jog, but that's a different story altogether. Stay tuned for that video. And so the whole thing was based around that use case scenario where everything would be light, minimalistic, as well as very convenient and easy to carry. That's the point. So this is that EDC for a period of 1.5 weeks, and now I will be focusing on just the Andar Scout. The first thing I must say is that I'm not used to this kind of wallet. I usually carry a bifold wallet with slots inside, but this is just a straightforward, almost like a flat card holder, very minimalistic, very slender. But you guys can see that I've kind of maximized the use of the slots in order to suit my own personal preference. So I'll start with what I have in the slots here on the front. This is my credit card, this is an ATM card, and in here is my ID that I will not be showing too much to you guys, just a little bit like that, peekaboo. That's my ID right there. And on the back here is another credit card and my health card. But the reason why I keep one credit card on each side is because I actually use this credit card a lot more versus this one. And so because I use these two cards more, they're on one side, and this is actually the side that slips into my pocket. This is the part that rests against my body, and this is facing outside. And on the back slot here is deliberately empty, and the reason why is because any receipts go in there. And I've kept the middle slot exclusively for cash. And you guys are wondering, Ben, I thought you mentioned that you like carrying coins. And yeah, I actually do like carrying coins. Listen to this. There are coins in there, so it's a really simple solution. At first I was thinking, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to carry coins in this wallet, but basically this is my solution. I've got my notes kind of folded up into halves, and the coins are actually in there, folded with the bills, just like that. Let me just get the last coin out. There we go. So that's how I actually keep my notes, and it's actually big enough for you to fold. I've got $32 in here, but I'm just gonna take the 10 and kind of show you guys. I can take this 10, fold it in half, and it would sit completely flush in there. However, I have to say that if you do the same for a US dollar bill, or if you do the same for a $50 bill, a little bit of the note would be protruding out. Let me kind of show you guys what I mean. I have the US $20 bill here. I'm gonna fold it in half. Now I'm just gonna insert it into this slot, and you will see that when I push it in all the way, just that little bit is going to be sticking out. So maybe you could consider keeping the bill this way instead. So this way it's gonna sit completely flush. But because of my personal preference of wanting to keep coins, I actually did it the other way. And if you just put coins in there, yeah, there is some friction because this thing is actually quite rigid due to the number of cards that I actually have in there. But it's a no-brainer. It's gonna be easy for coins to be shaken out. What I chose instead is to kind of create a little flap by using the notes themselves. So in general, what I do is actually quite simple. You guys already saw. Just have the notes, put the coins in there just like that, fold it in half, and then just insert it into the wallet. And we are good to go. See? Now everything is in there. The coins will not drop out. And that's how I've been using this wallet. And so just a few moments ago, I told you guys that I had one credit card on each side of the wallet. Now you notice I'm actually holding it this way. And mind you, I put some thought into this, okay? So I would be holding the wallet almost always this way, with my thumb over the middle slot like that, covering the notes, and with the two cards that I use the most frequently facing me. So this is really easy for me to access if I want to get the credit card out or if I want to get the ATM card out. It's really simple. But if I need to use the other one, I can just flip it over. So this is going to be the most convenient. And of course, it goes without saying, the wallet would go into my pocket this way, whether it's the back pocket like that or in my front pocket this way. So it gets extracted this way or this way. And I have to be honest, sometimes I might extract it this way, so I kind of pinch it, but it's still in this general orientation. So this is really for my convenience, and it's become more or less a habit now. And whenever I need to produce my ID card, which is really often because you need to produce your ID whenever you go into the grocery store, it's right here. I could just pinch and pull it up. And of course, I don't want to show you too much. So it's really, really simple. Wallet goes in or wallet comes out of the pocket. I'll just pinch this top part here of the wallet and reach in to pull out my ID card, or just get ready for payment and just pull this out, make the payment. If I need to take any cash out, I'll just take it this way. If not, I'll just put my cash back in and then hold it like that while it goes back into my pocket. And that's how I've been using the Scout wallet. And now, what I think about it, I gotta say that the build quality is pretty good. One of the things that I was most worried about is the stitching around the wallet. Now, these stitching definitely add some beautiful details to it, but I was worried that it might get snagged or it might start fraying. But you can see after 1.5 weeks, there's absolutely no fraying whatsoever. So that's a really good thing. Also, of course, is that it's been wearing out at corners here and there, and you guys know this is by nature of Crazy Horse leather, and it's something that I really enjoy, so no complaints about that whatsoever. And I have to say that I'm just really happy with this wallet, and it was really easy for me to get used to this setup. So I have to say that I can now see the allure of why people like really thin and minimalistic wallet styles, you know, with the rising trend of contactless payment or just simple credit card payments. And I, for one, was never really used to making a lot of cashless payments, because here in Singapore, whenever you go to the hawker center to purchase food, and if you don't have one of those hawker center cash cards, then you're going to be paying with cash. And so I've always used cash, and I use coins because I like to buy just a simple packet of kopi from the hawker center, which costs like $1. So, you know, I still use coins and notes very often, but this was very easy to get used to, and I've liked my experience so far. So all in all, I have to say that it's a pretty awesome product. I'm really surprised at the good build quality of this thing. It's made very well. And I would end this by saying, anyone out there who's looking for a slim minimalistic wallet, this thing has 7 card slots that you can also repurpose to put notes in there, just like I did. And it is made of Crazy Horse leather and comes in multiple color choices. This is going to be a pretty compelling option for you to be thinking about. But all in all, I liked it, I enjoyed it, and I will definitely be considering going back to this setup once I'm done with the next one. It's really convenient. So yeah, it's rather it's gonna be a hard one for me to decide, because, you know, I really like my bifold wallets, but yeah, this thing is really making me second guess myself and making me have second thoughts about my wallet setup. And that is it, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking all the way throughout and sharing in this slice of my life. I hope you found this informative, and I hope you found this interesting to watch. And if you like the content that I'm putting out, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do subscribe, make sure that you hit the bell to be notified of any new uploads that I put out. Also, I run a Patreon page. I'll put a link up here to that in case you want to go check it out. And if you do become a patron of mine, thank you so much in advance, because it really means a lot to me. And as always, I will put links in the description box down below to where you can get one of these. Of course, it's at the Andar website. And of course, I have to thank Andar for sending this my way, because without them, I wouldn't have the wallet in my hand. So once again, a huge shout out to Andar for sending such a wonderful product over to me so that I could EDC this thing, and I gotta say that I'm really impressed with it. Thank you, Andar. Keep up the good work. Awesome products as always. And that is it, everyone. Once again, this is the Andar Scout. Have a good look at it. This is the one in dark blue, Crazy Horse leather, and I will catch all of you in the next slice of my life. Until then, everyone, Gaga Boost.